Hello, this is Logan Hooks coming to you from the news. Today we are discussing human evolution and collective learning. Now before we get into everything, collective learning is the ability to retain and add upon intelligence over time and to adapt to their environment intellectually without having to wait for natural selection to aid in their evolution. Now this is anthropologist Alex Helfrich. Alex?
So we're going to travel back in time to the time of early humans using our lovely time machine over here. And we're going to travel back in time in 3, 2, 1.
Wow! Where are we?
So we're in the habitat of Australopithecus, and that is Eastern Africa. So that means Kenya, Tanzania, and Ethiopia.
Wow! How far back in time did we travel exactly, Alex?
So we're about 4 million years ago, and this is an Australopithecus right here. So, yeah, time of Australopithecus.
How does this species differ from its predecessors?
Well, it's bipedal, so it can walk on 2 legs like we can.
Interesting. What environmental factors influence the evolution of the species?
Well, the forest started to begin to disappear, so they had to adjust to the plain lifestyle, so they had to run and run from predators and run for their food. So,
What are some of its physical features?
Well, it has an ape-like face, like you can see right here. It has small canine teeth, and it has long, strong arms for climbing trees.
What does its diet look like?
Well, it eats fruits like apples, like we can see here, and the vegetation, like this grass, but we have no actual examples of the vegetation it ate, so grass is our example.
What are some of its unique behaviors?
Well, it can live in trees and on the ground, so it's very adjustable to its environment.
Are there any other interesting facts about this unique species?
I don't think so. I think we covered everything, other than the fact that the reason it's bipedal is, like we said, savanna started to disappear, so I thought it was pretty cool that we can actually adapt to our environment. So.
And where are we off next?
We are going to travel forward 2 million years to the time of Homo habilis.
Nice. Hey, where do we go to now, Alex?
So we're still in Eastern Africa, but now we're in Southern Africa, the habitat of Homo habilis.
Cool. This is pretty cool. How far are we back now?
So we're 2 million years ago, the time of Homo habilis.
What does this species differ from its predecessors?
Well, it has larger brains and a smaller face, and it also has smaller teeth, because it changed inside a little bit, and it's about a foot taller. So,
What factors of its environment has influenced the evolution of the species?
well, the larger brain is more due to needing to understand more complex situations, and the smaller teeth, less hard things need to be chewed, and a smaller face, because the larger one was not necessary when they have smaller teeth. So.
What are some of its physical features?
Well, it's about 3 to 4 feet tall. That's the female, and then the males are about 4'5", and it's about 70 pounds. Like I said, it has a smaller face and a larger brain case, and it has really long arms. So.
What does its diet look like?
Well, it eats tubers, like those in his hand. It also eats leaves, and it also eats nuts, seeds, and dried meat.
What are some of the behaviors of the Homo habilis?
Well, so they still had long arms and stuff. Behavior-wise, I think they still live in trees and on the ground.
And one more question. Are there any other interesting facts about the species?
Well, this species had the ability to use tools. So if you come over here, you see a Homo habilis tool right here. And that's more due to needing to sort of adjust to more complex situations, their climate changing. So, yeah.
Interesting. And where are we off to next?
We're off to the time of Homo erectus.
You heard it here, folks.
the habitat of Homo erectus.
How far back in time did we travel now, Alex?
Well, we are 1.89 million years ago in the time frame of Homo erectus.
How does this species differ from its ancestors?
Well, it stands up tall instead of sort of hunched over. He's only hunched over right now because he's making fire. And he's more human-like, so he's less like an ape. He looks more like us.
What environmental factors influence the evolution of this fascinating species?
Well, it had a larger brain, so that's due to needing to understand more complex situations. And it also stands up tall, probably due to having more of a running stance rather than climbing up tree stance. And it also moved into Asia, where it's traits probably due to overpopulation. So, migration, just as we've seen right here. Wonderful migration.
What are some of its physical features?
Well, they had tall bodies and large brains. They also stood bipedal, like most of our species, and but they weren't as tall as modern humans just yet. And they had a little less hair than their ancestors.
What does its diet look like?
Well, they ate a lot of meats. A lot of meats. They also ate tubers, like we see on the ground right here. These are tubers. Yeah.
Sticks. Nice.
No, it actually sticks. Tubers.
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 What are some of its unique behaviors?
Well, it was one of the first species to migrate out of Africa, so pretty neat.
And are there any other interesting facts?
Well, it can use fire, like this, to get warm. They cook its food to prevent infection because they ate a lot of meat. And they are also migrated out of Africa due to overpopulation. Growing populations, you want more room for resources. So, yeah. And it's cooking its dinner right now.
Nice. Oh, it burned himself.
All right. Well, I think that's it, folks. And we're going to travel a little further in time to the time of the Neanderthal.
Nice. Wow, I can actually see water now. Where are we now, Alex?
So we're in Southeastern Asia and Europe. So this is the habitat of Neanderthals.
How far back are we now, Alex?
We are 200,000 years ago in the time of the Neanderthal.
How does this neat species differ from its ancestors?
Well, it's about a foot taller than its ancestors. It's about 4 or 5 to 5 foot. And it has less hair, and it has somewhat of a language, like that.
What environmental factors influence the evolution of this great species?
Well, they lived in colder areas, so they were a little bit stockier, and so because they could generate more heat that way. And they also controlled fire, so they need to control fire because it'd be warmer.
What are some of its physical characteristics?
Well, like I said, it's about 4'5" to 5'5", and its brain size was a little bit bigger and a little different shape.
What does its diet look like?
They ate a lot of meat, but they also ate vegetables, like that.
What are some of its unique behaviors?
Well, they made advanced tools, and they had a language. See, they're using advanced tools right there to make fire. And they also lived in complex and compact societies.
Are there any other interesting facts you'd like to share with us?
Well, they controlled fire, and instead of just using it, they were able to control it, and so they wouldn't burn themselves. So, yeah. And this control of fire was due to the fact that they needed some sort of warmth.
And where are we off to next?
We're gonna go to the present.
Present. Back. All right. Nice.
All right.
This sure does look familiar.
Yeah.
Where do we pop up now?
Well, we're in the present right now, and this is the habitat of us, Homo sapiens. And now we cover the entire globe. So, obviously, we have developed intercontinental migration, and we can live in all terrains now.
Now, from the look of this classroom, I'd say we're in the present, right?
Yeah, we're in the time of us.
humans, also known as Homo sapiens. But I would like to note that we also developed at the same time as the Neanderthals, but we're in the present because we need to come back home. We don't want to be stuck in the past. That'd be bad. Pretty bad.
How do we differ
I'm trying to
from our ancestors?
Well, we have more refined features, less ape-like, less rough, less coarse. We had a symbolic language. He's doing his homework. And we also had a larger brain.
How did our environment make us change?
Well, we decided to sort of take over the entire world, so because of overpopulation. So we obviously had to become more adaptable and smarter. So that's why we have bigger brains and the ability to have a symbolic language, and also refined features because we use our mental power rather than our natural selection to change our features. But we don't change our physical features. We change more of our technology. And he's using the advanced technology right now. Fun. So.
And what about our physical characteristics? What changed about that?
Well, our physical characteristics, we didn't change our size too much, but our brain size got bigger, and we have more refined features. We look like exactly like we do today, because we're studying us right now. So.
And what about our diet?
We eat basically everything, like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. That's like wheat and various processed foods. We also eat fruits, vegetables, meat, and we also have dairy. We also eat dairy. So, because we now have food groups, so we eat a lot of different foods.
And what are some of our unique behaviors?
We have hierarchies. We have a social hierarchy that allows us to sort of categorize different classes of people. We are also very territorial, and we live together in big cities and civilizations, and we also have really great technology.
I would agree.
Huh?
Symbolic language.
I'd agree.
Very complex. Very complex.
Great technology.
Mm-hmm. All right. And any other questions for me?
No.
All right.
Whoa, dog.
All right. Well, I'd also like to note that collective learning happened in this stage of our evolution because we can collectively learn, and collective learning happened is because we had a bigger brain size and we lived in communities that allowed us to pass information very efficiently, and our symbolic language helped us also pass information effectively. So we are basically this is the end of our evolutionary lines, and collective learning is a big part of why we are human and differ from animals. So, yeah.
So, we're just gonna use your fancy time machine to get back to the...
Well, we're basically in the present, so,
We're just gonna drive over there, or...
Yep.
What are you thinking, man? Dog.
We're done.
Alright, well, let's go on back then.
Yeah, dog. See you later, dog. See you, man. Dog.
Just finished our amazing journey through history, but there are still some things we don't know about the human evolutionary lines. For example, in like 20,000 or 40,000 years ago, there's some sort of time gap, and all we know is the stone tools that were made at that time. But we don't know what the humans looked like or what their adaptations were. And that's because of radiometric dating does not go back as far as that, and that's the current method of dating fossils. So we obviously can't sort of figure that out at this time, but we're still trying to figure out methods to sort of, fill that time gap to know what we looked like and how we adapted to our environment and such. But other than that, our journey has been amazing, and we learned a lot about our human evolutionary lines. Would you like to add anything, Audrey?
Wow, that sure is... Okay, I can't do that.